Okay, it looks like I've started. Seems to be anyway. Yeah. Are you live? Okay, because I'm not seeing you show up. Maybe it just hasn't started for me yet. Oh, okay. Yeah, it could be just a thing going on with my computer too. Weird. Well, I'm live on mine. Well, it's probably a good idea for us to check that each time, whether you're on or whether I'm on. Huh. Because I know I'm live as we speak. I just checked my channel. Yeah, and we'll dabble a little bit in country, but there's not much I can contribute because most of the country artists I'm familiar with in the 70s were also around in the 60s, and we talked about them. Buck Owens. Yeah. Loretta Lynn. And Johnny Paycheck, I believe, was because his real name was Johnny Cash, so he went with Johnny Paycheck, I believe. Now, I could be wrong about that. Right. Okay, we were talking about country. The only artist I made a list for from country, pure country, was Kenny Rogers. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's correct. But, you know, it's kind of funny. I always kind of enjoyed Kenny Rogers all the way from his psychedelic era. Yeah, up till his later stuff. I mean, it's mostly ballads and stuff, but they were nice. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Which was my number 10. Lady's a good song. Yep. Oh, well, he was basically a master of a lot of lyrics because a lot of his songs lyrically were like, wow. Yeah. 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 Well, like I mentioned earlier, my number 10 was Lady, which is a great song. My number 9 is She Believes in Me. Yeah. Number 8 is Through the Years. And number 7 is Tell It All, Brother, which is, I think, from his first edition. Number 6 is Reuben James, which was another one from, yeah, good little tune. Number 5 is Lucille, which is You Picked a Fine Time to Leave Me, Lucille. Well, actually, you can make that statement with a lot of his songs. My number 4 was The Gambler, which we discussed, and that's another one that's lyrically fine. Number 3, I guess, Coward of the County, which, when you mentioned it, I was thinking, oh, there's another one that lyrics are strong. Yeah, pretty much. And my number 2 is Ruby, Don't Take Your Love to Town. There's another strong story. It wouldn't surprise me because it's, like I say, lyrically, it's a very strong song. Wow. Right. Yeah, and that Kenny Rogers version is probably the strongest of the bunch. And my number 1 is, you mentioned it, We've Got Tonight. Oh, sorry. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Grow Up to Be Cowboys. I think she was involved in that. Right, right. Yeah. Let's see, she did that. I think she did Mistaken Identity too, which is a pretty big song. Right. Right. Yeah. Well, another one guy that I thought we'd talk about, and I think we did, but I'm not sure, is Glenn Campbell, which I'm not sure he's country or not, but I think I'd put him with country. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, they were. Yeah, he had a dementia and Alzheimer's. I think a combo of the two. I think so, but and he also was in True Grit. Yep. Excuse me. Yeah, I actually watched his show. Yeah, I watched that show. It was not bad. Not a bad show. He wasn't anything hokey about it at all. Yeah, and it's funny because he toured with dementia with his kids, and his kids helped him a lot. And he never forgot the lyrics or anything of that nature to his songs. He remembered everything when it came time to do that, but he had trouble with everyday stuff. Yeah, I saw a special on that, and it was unreal. Yeah. I was going to say I have a top 10 list, but number 10 is blank, so I don't know what that was. Yeah. Okay, number 9 I got Rhinestone Cowboy. Yeah. Number 8 is Dreams of the Everyday Housewife. Number 7 is Try a Little Kindness. Number 6 is Southern Nights. Number 5 I got is Gentle on My Mind. Yeah. Number 4, By the Time I Get to Phoenix. I don't know. But I do know other people did the song. Number 3 I got Galveston. Yeah. Yeah. And number 2 I got Wichita Lineman. Great song. And my number one is his cover of It's Only Make Believe, which is an original Conway Twitty song. But he did a great job on that song. He did some octave stuff that when you listen to it, it's like, whoa, that's pretty good. He was covering octaves that a lot of us only dream we can reach. Yeah. 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 Another group that we could mention, I guess their country, is the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band. Which that's a cover, but yeah. And they did a version of Mr. Bojangles. Yeah, and that song was covered by several people. Although off the top of my head, I can't tell you who any of them are. Yeah, yeah. They were a talented group, and they put out quite a few things. But now I want to kind of turn that from country to country rock. And the first group I want to mention and go over is Poco. Yeah, and actually that's a later song by the group. Their one claim to fame is Jim Messina was one of the founding members. Which is, in my eyes, one of their worst songs, but that's me. Yeah, I was kind of like, well, I got tired of it. But we'll cover them when we get into, because I don't consider Logan and Messina any kind of country rock or anything of that nature. They're more of a classic rock band. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. But my top 10 list, and apparently you're not going to have heard of many of these. Okay, number 10 is a song called Good Feeling to Know. Number 9 is Go and Say Goodbye, which is actually a Buffalo Springfield cover, which kind of goes along with things. I think Richie Furay was in this band too. Yeah, I think he was actually. Yeah, I'm not really sure on that one. Number 8 I got is From the Inside. Number 7 is You Better Think Twice. Number 6 is Picking Up the Pieces. Number 5 you just mentioned a while ago, Crazy Love. Number 4, Heart of the Night. Number 3 I got a song called Bad Weather, which is a great little tune. Number 2 is Rose of Cimarron, but that song does some interesting things. And my number 1 is kind of different for them. It's almost prog, but it's still got the country elements to it. It's a 9-minute song called Crazy Eyes, which it does some interesting stuff in the song. Like I said, it's darn near prog, but it's still got a country tinge to it. And it does some, like I said, it does some stuff that's yeah. Mm. Yeah, actually, a lot of those later songs, Call It Love, Heat of the Night, Heart of the Night, excuse me, and Crazy Love, were later songs by them, but actually were some of their biggest, which was kind of bizarre, but okay, you know, I don't have any problem with that. Yeah. And another group that I don't have a list for was Pure Prairie League. They, yeah, but he was in the later years, and wow, huh? Yeah, and they had their big song was a song called Amy, which I'm surprised you haven't heard. Yeah, yeah, that's right. And then another group that kind of, I guess they're country rock, but then they could be considered southern rock, and they could be considered hard rock. That's the Outlaws. Of course, their huge ones, Green Grass and High Tides. They did a great cover of a song called Ghost Riders in the Sky. They had quite a few pretty decent songs. Yeah, it's about 9 minutes. It's a great guitar song. Huh? Wow. But yeah, he's on all their album covers. But it's worth a listen if you like country rock at all. They did another one that's pretty decent called. They did another one that's pretty decent called Sun Shone Lightly. Then we hit another band that, are they southern rock? Are they country rock? I'm gonna go with southern rock on them. And that's 38 Special. I think so. I think so. Yeah, and then he basically went over to Leonard Skinner for a while to take Ronnie's place. Okay, yeah. Probably so. Yeah, my number 10 by that group is a song called Teacher, Teacher, which was actually part of a soundtrack. Yeah. Number 9, it gets Back to Paradise, which was another pretty big song by them. And then 8, it's Rockin' Through the Night, Rockin' Into the Night. I think actually it's one of their first hits. Which is my number 7 song, is Wild Eyed Southern Boys. Yeah. Number 6 is Chain Lightning, which is number 5 is Back Where You Belong. Yeah. Number 4 is Fantasy Girl. Number 3, If I'd Never Been the One. Probably so. Number 2 is Hold On Loosely. Yeah. Yeah, it does some interesting ride stuff at the beginning. It's kind of similar to what Theme for an Imaginary Western does, but not quite. And my number 1 is Caught Up in You. Yeah. Yeah. And next one is definitely Southern rock, and I don't see any country in them at all. And that's the Allman Brothers. Yeah. Yeah, and an interesting story about Dwayne Allman and Barry Oakley. And you can look it up to tell me if I'm wrong, right, or whatever. But Dwayne Allman died in a motorcycle accident, and almost exactly a year later, maybe it wasn't exactly, but Barry Oakley, the bassist, died in a motorcycle accident, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, not far from the spot Dwayne Allman died. I don't know how true that story is, or whether it's just something I heard. Right. That's what I heard, yeah. Yep. Yep. Yeah, and I have a feeling that if Dwayne Allman hadn't died, there would have been more than that one album by Derek and the Downlows. I don't know how true that is, but that's something I always heard. That would be interesting. Yeah. Number 10 by them that I've got is Melissa. I do like that song. Number 9 is Revival. Number 8 is Blue Sky. Number 7 is One Way Out. Number 6 is excuse me, Wasted Words. Sorry about that. Wasted Words. Number 5 is the instrumental Jessica. I really like that one. And number 4 is Dreams, which Molly Hatchet covered, which is another group that's worth mentioning. I think. And the interesting thing about that band is they're kind of southern rock, but they're almost metal. And they're named after a famous murder. Look up Molly Hatchet and you'll see what they got their name. And it's I don't remember where the murder is or what happened or what's involved, but they took their name from that. While you're looking that up, I'll do the last 3. Number 3, In Memory of Elizabeth Reed. Number 2, Midnight Rider, which Greg Allman covered his own song. And my number 1 by that group is a song that I've always loved, especially the live version from Fillmore, Whipping Post. I can just imagine. Wow. You find Molly Hatchet yet? Wow. Vallejo. Yeah. These usually feature a guy in armor on a horse carrying a hatchet. Yeah. 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 Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, but like real life ain't that way. Oh, another Southern group I want to mention before I forget them. Wet Willie. But I know that three of their biggest songs were "Keep on Smiling," uh, "Countryside of Life," and then one I really liked was a song called "Everything That You Do Will Come Back to You." Good song. But yeah, yeah, yeah. Then another band that's, I think they're Southern rock, Black Oak, Arkansas. Yeah, which actually they had some great songs, and Jim Dandy doesn't fall in the top, bunch that I would say. It's one of those songs that's just kind of like gimmick, I suppose. Oh yeah, because yeah, and actually, one of the best albums that group did was the live one. That one, yeah, that one was phenomenal actually. They did songs like "When Electricity Came to Arkansas." Uh, oh, well, I'm surprised they didn't say anything about "Hot and Nasty." Think about that one. But that album's a fun listen. Okay, moving on to the next group I got here is Marshall Tucker Band. Oh, he did? Wow. Yeah, yeah. But I got me a top 10 list by that group because I really like this group. Number 10 is "How Can I Slow Down?" Number 9 I got is off the first album, song called "My Jesus Told Me So." Great little song. And then number 8 was one of their hits, "Heard It in a Love Song." And then number 7 is Long Hard Ride, which is an instrumental, but very country sounding. Number 6 I got is This Old Cowboy. Great song off their double album. Number 5 is Searching for a Rainbow. Number 4 is off the same album. It's titled Fire on the Mountain. And number 3 I got is Never Trust a Stranger. Number 2, it's off their first album, Can't You See, which was a big song by them. Yeah, and then my number 1 by that group is Take the Highway, which I really like that song. But Marshall Tucker did some phenomenal stuff. I believe their guitarist's name is Toy Caldwell. No, he passed a while back. Which is kind of, and Tommy Caldwell was a member of this group too. Oh yeah, I'm sure they were. Oh, I know they were. What am I saying? Sure. And then my last Southern rock group I'm going to talk about is Lynyrd Skynyrd. Yeah, if you're going to talk Southern rock, that group's the top. Well, yeah. And the best version of Freebird's on their live album, One for the Road. Oh, they've done several, yeah. That means something. Well, my top 10 list that I did for them was tough because I left off some great stuff. Yeah. My number 10 is Simple Man. My number 9 is I Know a Little. I love that guitar lick in that song. And my number 8 is Ballad of Curtis Lowe. That's a great little song. My number 7 is I Never Dreamed. Number 6 is That Smell. Big song. Yeah. 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 And then number 5 I went with Saturday Night Special. Yeah. And my number 4, even though it's a great song, probably the best, I put it there because it's one of those songs that's just kind of, well, it doesn't really get overplayed, but it gets played a lot. Freebird. Yeah. And then my number 3 is a song called One More Time, which basically talks about a girl that messes around. She keeps coming back and he keeps saying, okay, one more time. Yeah. And my number 2 is a song called I Need You, which is another great little song. And my number 1 is kind of interesting. It's kind of tied. Do you remember the show Deadliest Catch? Well, one of the captains died, and one of the songs they played for that was Tuesday's Gone. And that Tuesday's Gone is a great song. Yeah. Yeah. I think it was from Second Helping, but I don't remember. And Young Republican just mentioned in your chat Three Steps. Yeah, that is a great song. It was hard to leave that off the list. Yeah, yeah. But Skinner, man, you can only wonder just how far they would have gone had they not had the plane crash. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, what's interesting about, well, it's not interesting, but the story that goes with the Skinner thing is they had just released that album Street Survivors. I bought it before the crash. Oh, I mean, I bought it before the crash. I bought it the day it came out. And the other interesting thing about that is one of the little things in the album itself was their tour schedule. So you could pull it out and look, okay, there, plane crash here. I mean, I had bought that album, I know it was before the plane crash, but I don't recall. I know it's the day before, the day it was released, because I happened to be in the record store, and so I said, "Oh, I got to get this." And yeah, and he's covered in flames. Yeah, they basically took that out. Yeah, but that group, you just think about what they could have done, and actually they reformed, but it just wasn't the same. And then there was the Rossington Collins band. Yeah, and I believe so. Yeah, yeah, Yeah. And, oh, who was that other guitarist that was in the group for a while? No, there's another guy. I want to say the name's Cobb or something like that. Something Cobb, I believe. Ed King is the guy I'm thinking of. I believe, wasn't he a member of Spooky Tooth? Not Spooky Tooth. Class. The group that did Spooky, Classics 4. Yeah. Yeah. That's the group, not Classics 4. Yeah. Yeah, that was Strawberry Alarm Clock. I knew he was in an old 60's band, but I couldn't remember which one. And it was Strawberry Alarm Clock, yeah. One of those bands that's considered a one-hit wonder, but they actually had quite a few decent songs. Yeah, Deep Dives. And I'm sure by the time we get to our next show, yeah, I could probably do that. Yeah, and I'm trying to think of what we might. I guess next we need to cover. That's exactly what I was thinking. Yeah, I mean, we could hit a lot in the adult contemporary. You got Fleetwood Mac, you got Eagles, yeah, 10cc. I mean, that's we'll spend several shows on that because there's a lot of stuff. Yep, yep. So, yeah, I think the next one, the adult contemporary, would be the way to go. Well, that's good. Yeah. Good day.